Let's get right into it.
Number 6.
Einstein was a terrible student. You probably heard the story. Einstein flunked math, failed out of school, and only later became the genius with the funky hair. Cute story. Also, completely false. Einstein was doing calculus by the time most kids are still eating glue sticks. The myth came from a mistranslation of his report card, where failed actually meant lowest passing grade in the Swiss grading system. But hey, don't let facts ruin a perfectly good motivational poster. The problem? People use this myth as a weird excuse, like, oh, Einstein failed math, so I don't have to study for algebra. No, Karen. Einstein didn't fail math, you did. What Einstein did was blow through equations so fast his teachers probably needed an aspirin just to keep up. But the deeper psychology here is that we like the underdog story. It makes us feel better about our own screw-ups. If the smartest man alive could be a bad student, then there's still hope when you forget how long a kilometer is. Spoiler, it's 1,000 meters. Don't overthink it. So the myth lives on, not because it's true, but because it feels good. Basically, your brain would rather believe Einstein sucked at math than face the reality that you just really, really hate fractions.
Number 5. Chameleons change color to hide. Ah, yes, the reptilian ninjas of the animal kingdom. Except, nope, chameleons aren't tiny scaly spies blending into your couch. They mostly change color to show off, flirt, or throw a lizard tantrum. The color shifts are more like mood rings than camouflage. Here's the science. Chameleons have special skin cells called chromatophores that expand or contract depending on light and mood. So if a male chameleon sees another male, he might flash bright colors like, hey, back off, this branch is mine. Or if he's feeling spicy with a lady chameleon, he'll go full disco ball. Camouflage? Only sometimes, and usually it's just blending into leaves they already match. But we humans love to exaggerate, so now kids grow up thinking chameleons can vanish like Predator. If that were true, pet stores would be selling invisible lizards, and half the world would have lost their pets in the first week. Imagine, Mom, where's Mr. Wiggles? I don't know, check the sofa. He might be pretending to be a Dorito. The real kicker, the myth says more about us than chameleons. We project this fantasy of hiding in plain sight because, let's be honest, who hasn't wished they could blend into the wallpaper during math class?
Number 4. Humans only have 5 senses. Oh yes, the classic 5. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. End of story, right? Wrong. You've got a whole buffet of extra senses and school basically ghosted them. Ever heard of proprioception? That's the sense that tells you where your body is in space. Without it, you'd constantly be smacking yourself in the face with your own hand. Fun at parties, but not very practical. Then there's equilibrioception, which keeps you balanced. Thermoception for temperature. Nociception, which is your pain radar. And yes, even interoception, the one that tells you, hey, your bladder's about to explode. Maybe stop scrolling TikTok and get up. Why did school shave us down to just 5? Blame Aristotle. He made the original list, and everyone just copied his homework for 2,000 years. Turns out education runs on the world's longest group project. The truth is, you've got anywhere from 9 to 33 senses, depending on how picky scientists are with definitions, which means you're way more advanced than your school ever let on. You're basically a sensory Swiss Army knife. Too bad most of those senses are just there to remind you you're hungry again.
Number 3. Columbus discovered America. If your teacher ever said, Columbus discovered America, congrats. They fed you a microwaved, half-frozen history nugget. People were already living in the Americas for thousands of years before 1492. Columbus didn't discover anything. He just crashed into the Bahamas while looking for a shortcut to India. That's like you wandering into your neighbor's house and yelling, I discovered this! No, Greg, you're trespassing. Here's the fun psychology. Humans love firsts. First man on the moon, first slice of pizza, first person to invent socks with toes. So textbooks simplified it. Columbus was first, even though the Vikings had already been chilling in North America centuries earlier. And, millions of indigenous people had a thriving thing going long before that. But nope, we got the whitewashed hero version. Why? Because it's easier to teach kids one name and one date than to unpack the messy truth. The result? A whole generation thinks Columbus heroically proved the world wasn't flat. Spoiler, educated people already knew it was round. So what did Columbus actually discover? That you can be catastrophically lost, accidentally commit mass chaos, and still end up in every elementary school play. Not bad for a guy who never even set foot in what we call the U.S. today.
Number 2. Swallowed gum stays for 7 years. The urban legend that turned childhood into a digestive horror movie. Chew gum, swallow it, and now you're apparently incubating a pink rubbery alien in your stomach until high school graduation. Total nonsense. Your digestive system is not a storage locker. Gum base is indigestible, yes, but so are corn kernels, and you're not told those hang around until you're 25. What really happens is gum takes a shortcut through your system, slides right along with everything else, and exits stage left the usual way. No 7-year Airbnb inside your gut. So where did this myth come from? Parents. Plain and simple. It's one of those shortcut scare tactics adults use when they don't want to argue with a sugar-fueled 8-year-old. Same shelf as cracking your knuckles will give you arthritis, and if you cross your eyes, they'll get stuck like that. Translation, stop being annoying, kid. But here's the dark twist. If a lot of gum is swallowed at once, yeah, it can cause blockages in small children. So technically, there's a sliver of truth. But 7 years? Nah. If your stomach held grudges that long, it would still be mad about that one Hot Pocket you undercooked in 2011.
Number 1. Blood is blue inside your body. Ah yes, the biology class masterpiece. Your veins look blue because your blood is blue until oxygen touches it, which is impressively wrong, like world record level wrong. Your blood is always red, sometimes bright red when it's loaded with oxygen, sometimes darker red when it's carrying less oxygen, but never Smurf blue. So why do your veins look blue? Optical illusions, baby. Light penetrates your skin, scatters in weird ways, and what bounces back to your eyeballs makes veins look bluish. It's like your body is trolling you with bad color settings. But teachers kept spreading this myth because it's memorable. Blue veins, red blood, boom, easy classroom demo. Too bad it's as false as thinking goldfish have 3-second memories. They don't, by the way. The psychology behind why this stuck is hilarious. Our brains love neat little binaries. Hot versus cold, night versus day, oxygen versus no oxygen, red versus blue. Reality? Way messier. But kids don't remember nuance, they remember, hey, you're basically a walking Pepsi logo until you breathe. And here's the kicker. Medical students still have to unlearn this nonsense in college. Imagine paying $40,000 a year to be told, hey, remember how your 7th grade teacher said blood is blue? Yeah, toss that out with your old Pokemon cards. Basically, school sewed you a lie so pretty it stained your whole childhood with blue blood. Congrats, you're royal now.
That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.